Hello and welcome in everybody to the legendary Tanuki update show. And would you believe it? This is the final update show of season 7, and we have got an absolute banger lined up for you guys today. You got a ton of awesome skins, some balance changes, and of course, the reveal of the final god of season 7, our newest hunter to join the battleground, Danzaburou. And here to break things down with me, I always got the squad, my trusty pals from the design team, Pon and Clumsy. How are you guys doing today?
Doing really well.
Uh-oh, Pon, we can't hear you. You might have an issue with your audio there. Working through it, you know.
How about now?
There we go. We can hear you now. Welcome in.
Hey.
Well, let's go ahead and get down to business. So there's no bonus balance coming up, but there are a few skins that we want to put on people's radar that is coming out in a couple weeks on December 1st. And, you know, it's that time of year. Things are getting a little bit chilly. So we're going to start off with the Winter Wonderland chest. And the first skin we got up is Chilling Wraith Hades. And I love these skins to where they're winter vibes, but they're not like the holiday. They're just super cool. And this Hades skin looks really great. What do you think?
That does look cool. That does look cool.
Oh my gosh. Those poor minions, dude. Minions get no respect.
Just frozen in time. And I believe we've got the turnaround video so you guys can get a better look at the model
I'm
here.
always
that's
down
coming
for a
out
cool
in-game.
Hades skin.
And again, this is going to be in the Winter Wonderland chest coming your way on December 1st. Let's go ahead and take a listen to the voice pack for Chilling Wraith Hades.
I hunger for their suffering. I hunger for their souls.
Sounds like Hades. Sure. Works
There
for
we
me.
go. I cannot wait to play with this one. I know. Gosh, the details in some of the armor in the back piece. I love Hades skins because they always have like the particles and stuff that you can semi-see through, but they're looking really cool. And on an alternative note, still in the Winter Wonderland chest, but a little bit more lighthearted, we've got Snow Kitten Bastet. And I'm loving this one. It's got the fashion vibes, the snow leopards
Maybe it's not a
going
knee skin.
on. What do you think about this one, Clumsy?
Yo, Ollie, I'm just looking at the kittens. They look so vicious, but at the same time, so cute. I can't wait for them to tear people apart in game.
I know, right? Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the turnaround here. So
this is almost like the casual. This is almost like the.
Oh my gosh! Look,
like the casual theme.
The kitties definitely look cute, but ferocious. I love the light
like the
blues
one like
and the whites
the regular
as well. This one
skin
looks
clothes
awesome.
or whatever.
Let's take a listen to the voice pack for this one.
This does nothing for me.
List collection. My fans on Patu are gonna go wild.
There we go. This one is headed your way. In the
Does
Winter
nothing for
Wonderland
me.
chest.
I don't like the
things
regular
to end out
clothes
the
skins
Odyssey
for the most
Reckoning
part.
for this year. We'll kick things off with Demon Scourge Athena. This one is kind of in the Demon Hunter skin line that we've done in the past. I believe we had like a Jingwei skin and maybe an Izanami skin, but we've got a Guardian this go around. So pulling up the card art here, I love the vibes here.
Okay.
What do you think?
Oh my gosh, just this demon hole, like the kind of like the demon witch hunter
nifty card
feel
art.
where you have like that kind of like the leather armor and stuff. It's so cool. I just love this theme a ton.
Yeah. I know, this is awesome. Let's go ahead and take a look at the model in game and check out a little bit more details there.
Yeah.
I love the shield. All the details. Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
sick.
some
And I
good
just love-
stuff
You can
right
see like
there.
her tool belt. She's got like
Do
all
like-
the tools that she would need if she's going out on a
Looks
mission.
like she's
to hunt
gonna
some
like be in a
demons.
Diablo
Let's
game
go
or
ahead and take
something,
a
you
listen
know?
to the voice pack for this one.
I am the watcher at the gates. If you have any hope not to perish, pray I survive.
I'm liking that.
There you go.
I'm liking
and the
that.
last skin headed you guys' way on December 1st is Sacred Arrow Rama. This one's also going to be available in the Odyssey Reckoning as we get towards
Big
the
fan of
end
Rama
of this
too.
event. And we had kind of a darker skin with Athena, but this Rama skin, I'm loving the light vibes.
Ooh.
Definitely looking angelic. I love the feathers. This one's super dope, and I can't wait to take
Okay.
a look at it in game.
Oh my gosh.
This is always
So
good
bright.
card
yeah,
art.
the steam always kicks ass. Ooh,
Yeah. Once
That's
again.
There we go.
Yeah.
The
Why
helmet
are
Love
his
that.
arms
Look
like
at this.
actually like on fire?
Love that.
Yeah, I know, right? I was about to say he's
I
got
like
like
it.
some fire, shooting the fire shots, literally. Let's go ahead and take a listen to the voice pack for Sacred Arrow Rama.
Am a fan.
Only together can we stand against evil.
Kind of
Nice.
sounds a
Simple
little
and
bit
clean.
Kind of
You got
sounds a little
the
bit
vibes. He's
nerdy.
a man on the mission. That wraps it up for all the content that's
Voice pack
heading you
was a
guys' way
little-
on
was a
December
little
1st as a part of the TMNT update,
weird,
actually. Now let's go ahead and start kicking off some community news. We definitely want to let you guys know about a few things before we hop into all the balance changes headed your way. So I'm just going to rattle through these and we'll get through it. First up, we've got the TMNT Battle Pass that is still live in game. Definitely get radical on the battleground if you haven't already.
I gifted this
Pick up
to
the Battle
my
Pass, unlock Leonardo automatically.
my stepbrother.
You guys can work
He's
your way
11
through to
years
unlock
old. He
all
loves
the
Ninja Turtles.
plus radical recolors.
Blew
for
his
all
little
four.
mind.
Next up, we've got Prime Gaming.
That
is
Ninja
still
Turtles was
happening
in
right now.
Smite.
If you're
He's
watching on
pumped.
Twitch and you have an Amazon Prime account, you can link that account to your hi-rez account and get Cosmic Power Anubis for free. So go ahead and head to primegaming.com/smite, or you can click that crown in the top right
Cosmic
corner of your screen to
Power
claim that
Goobus.
reward for free.
I don't know if
last
I've
but not
actually claimed
least,
that one yet.
yesterday we
I
launched
might need to do that
Season
after the
7
stream.
digital loot pack with a ton of awesome skins, including the SK Gaming Merlin skin. Shout outs to all the SK fam that won Worlds last year. The Merlin
The
skin is
digital
awesome.
loot
You
pack
can
was
pick
pretty
that up
good. That
right now
Scylla skin
in-game.
is excellent.
Now let's move on to some
It's an
community
excellent Scylla
related
skin.
stuff
The
that's
Merlin
going
skin's
on.
really
We've
good.
got the Olympians applications that are actually live and open right now. So if you guys are interested in serving on our Smite Player Council, you can head to smitegame.com/Olympians. Put in your application. Applications will be open for a month, and then we'll go through and do community voting in December, and then we'll announce the council in January. So if you're looking to join the council, we've definitely
Olympus.
had a ton of fun with this year's Olympians. Would be awesome, and we'd love to have you serve on the council. Last for community news, we've got the Smite birthday art submissions that are open right now, but the cutoff is on January 4th. So if you're interested in drawing an avatar, a jump stamp, or a global emote or anything, be sure to get your submissions in there. And last but not least for community news, we definitely want to give you guys a tune in for hi-rez Showcase and SWC that's coming in January. We had playoffs over the weekend, but in December we've got the wild card playoffs where your SOC and SCC teams are going to be battling it out for that spot in the playoff placement bracket for SWC. We're going to be having some meet and greets during hi-rez Showcase. They're going to be happening in our official Discord. The schedule is actually live at hi-rezshowcase.com if you guys want to check that out. And then last but not least for community news, cosplay contest. We want to see all the awesome stuff that you guys are working on. The cosplay contest cutoff date for submissions is December 18th. So if you've been working on a cosplay and definitely want to participate in that contest, head over to hi-rezshowcase.com and shoot in your submission by the 18th to be eligible to participate. And
You know,
that
they
was
did
definitely
base
a
that one
mouthful.
skin
Thanks
off
for
me.
hanging out. That is all for community news. Let's go
Put all
ahead
the
and kick
dots
it
on
off
me
and
and
start
everything.
talking about 712, the last update of the season. And we're going to start off with some quality of life stuff. And I'll defer to you guys. The first thing I want to talk about is this new end of match lobby that we're working on. What's going on with that,
New
Pawn?
end of match lobby.
Yeah, so we have a new end of match lobby. There's basically there's been a whole bunch of new art done to it. There's been a few like feature implementations.
Lightweight, baby.
But the big thing we wanted to do is make sure that that end of match lobby looked nice and slick, looked nice and modern. Update a few things that need to be updated, and we're hoping that players really enjoy it because there's some interesting features in there, including like some graphs that let you represent like how you compared against your other teammates. It's just overall a nice update.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
I think we've got some screenshots that we'll be able to toss up on screen
Awesome.
to kind of show
More
people
information
the
is
updates
better
that are
than
coming
less
up. But pretty
information.
much, we took everything that's in the end of match lobby and kind of cleaned things up and made it a little bit more accessible and easier to access the information, especially for those that are playing on controllers. So this is kind of the cleaned up results screen. We've got the worshipers and experience on the other side. What I'm really looking forward to is some of the scoreboard stuff. There we go.
Yep.
I believe we're going to go ahead and show off. So this has been cleaned up. And then if you hover over names on the scoreboard, you actually be getting some more information on the right-hand side. So if production wants to just go to the next screenshot, there we go. This is what I'm looking forward to. So all that information that was on the
Interesting.
scoreboard in the in-the-match lobby is cleaned up, easily accessible. You just hover over a name and you get all that information on what happened in game.
Exactly.
There's a
Just
lot of-
making sure that
Anybody
happens
see
because you can see
Vampiric
all of it.
Shroud in there? You guys see the Vampiric Shroud?
There we go. Detail screen here. Of course, we were playing.
Was that a
was an interesting
spoiler?
game with 9999
Pretty
all around the
even
board.
The most even match
Super
ever.
game. I know, right? I don't
With
know how you
incredible
lost that
gospel.
one. And here's some of the graphs that you were talking about, Pond. Get more of a visual representation on what happened in the match.
Exactly.
You can sort those by any of the tabs on the left-hand side, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to this. And this is coming out in the next update, 7.12, new end of match lobby for you guys. And the next quality of life update, this is kind of a callback if you guys were just watching this month in Smite and that Scream clip. We're actually making some changes to the kill streak timer. We're going to be increasing the time frame where a successive kill counts towards your accolades. That's going up from 10 seconds to 15 seconds. So hopefully there's a lot more pentakills around for everybody.
A pretty significant increase, actually.
Yeah, it's one of those things that when you're playing, it's like, man, that felt like a pentakill, but it was like actually 11 seconds. So just removing the ambiguity.
10 to 15 seconds is a significant increase.
But 10 to 15, that's like a kind of fuzzy gray area.
For sure.
Some would say 50%.
Quality of life updates. You guys ready to start talking about balance?
I would, because that would be too close to math.
All right, let's get into it. And I do want to tell everybody that's watching in chat, we're working on patch notes. They are not quite live on the site yet, but we've got our awesome web and community teams working to get patch notes live for you guys. So you won't be able to follow along with us right now, but we're shooting to have notes up as soon as possible for you guys. So let's start things off with game modes. And the first thing that we want to talk about is Corrupted Arena is making its return. My favorite adventure. Looking forward to knocking people in some holes. The map has actually got a lighting update, and of course that relic is coming back up to where you can, it's like the wind burst. Clumsy, what do you got to say about this?
You're my second favorite adventure after Racer, of course. Like,
after Racer, of course. Yeah.
Okay.
For sure. Well, I'm definitely.
I haven't played the adventures in a long time. Not since they started making
it's my favorite one, like I said, after Racer. But I'm looking forward to coming that game. Next up, let's talk about Conquest. So SWC is coming up in January, and this is actually going to be the last season that we're going to be seeing some competitive play on the current map. So we're actually making some changes to the Conquest map to give it a proper send-off. We've got a video that we've got to show you guys what we're doing, but we're adding the World Championship logo to the mid lane.
Static changes.
We've got some statues of some of the past World Champion skins hanging out across the map. We're going to have banners of all the teams participating.
I was about to say, I'm like...
And then we're making some changes to the Fire Giant pit to call out Thor's hammer is crashing down. There you go. Here's some of the statues that are going to be in the map. And there you go. There's Thor's hammer kind of hanging off in the Fire Giant pit. It's going to go live in 7.12, and this will be played during the World Championships. So definitely looking forward to all the esports that are happening. SWC in January, final competitive play on this map. Definitely looking forward to giving it a proper send-off. Let's go ahead and get right into balance now, guys. So no item balance changes this go around.
Yeah,
we're looking to make just our last balance sweep before Worlds. So we're looking towards starting things off
until
with
season
meta
8,
nerfs.
folks.
Let's talk about Ra. We're going to be making a nerf to Solar Blessing, decreasing the physical power, magical power, and protections on the ability. So Ra's definitely been seeing a lot of play. So we're tuning down his 3 a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, he's been doing pretty good. He was one of those characters that like people kind of were like playing around a little bit with, but then we gave him a few buffs and he really rose into prominence, especially the movement speed slow, being able to remove it with Solar Blessing, or not Solar Blessing, his 2, the one that bursts the sun. But we like that playstyle, we like that utility he has, but Solar Blessing was providing a bit too much. So we're just decreasing the power, protections, and magical power a little bit just to take some of the edge off, especially when you're sieging an objective or sieging a Phoenix.
All right, next up on the list, Erlang Shin going to be seeing a nerf here. Spot Weakness. We're going to be increasing the mana cost and decreasing the base damage. What's going on with Erlang, Clumsy?
Yeah, I mean, Erlang is, we see him being brought into the meta a lot, and then sometimes we give him a couple of small nerfs and he just falls off completely. But right now it's one of those times where you're seeing a lot of Erlang Shen, especially in the jungle. So we wanted to touch a little bit on his spot weakness, find his actual weakness, and bring that into a bit of a light, increasing his mana cost, decreasing his damage just a little bit. We don't think it's going to really knock him off of his pedestal. He'll still be pretty strong.
I wish they had the numbers ready to show us.
All right, moving right along.
Just kind of talking in general, but
we're going to be seeing a nerf to Grasp of Death, and we are decreasing the ult deployable HP from 5 hits down to 3 hits if somebody is locked in the cage.
Hey!
More specifically, if it hits a wall and not a player. So if you miss the Persephone ult and you don't actually cage someone, its health will be decreased from 5 to 3 automatically, so it's really easy to break it off the wall.
Okay.
And so this is just really to hit one of her frustration points, and if you read the dev commentary, it goes a little bit more into other frustration points, and maybe even future plans we might bring to Persephone. But this was just when it misses, it's still a very powerful ability. We're just doing something to make sure that it feels less powerful.
Alrighty.
And with all these characters, you'll probably hear say like little adjustments. That is because this is the 7.12 pre-Worlds patch. Our goal really isn't to shape the meta so drastically that all the things that players have been playing with are kind of like changed as they go into the tournament setting. So really what we're looking to do is take the really high
This is the standard.
take some of their edge off,
yearly,
make it so there's a bit more competition
schedule
for the very high pick ban slots, and just kind of round out the roster.
Very little
Worlds.
changed at the end of the year, so it doesn't screw up
For sure.
Worlds, and then eventually
next
the new
up, we've got
season, which is a
Woojer.
giant.
Coming up next, we're going to be seeing a decrease in the slow from 30% to 20% on Riptide, and then increasing the cooldown of River's Rebuke, that's a tongue twister, by 10 seconds at all ranks.
Okay.
Yeah, so Umoja, I know there's gonna be a lot of feedback from the the social media and the chat, but we didn't really want to nerf her consecutively back to back. We know that in the casual scene she is really subpar at this point. But contrast that to the pro scene where she is still 100% pick ban. And you know what? I talked to a few of the pro players that enjoy playing her. Some of them are like, yeah, we actually don't know why right now, but the other ones are like, no, actually she is insane. It's like a lot of these different key points, but we wanted to target the things that we think are really going to be the highest level competitive issues. So River's Rebuke, 100 to 110 seconds. We're seeing pro players line this up perpendicular to the lane and really catching a lot more people off. Riptide as well, we think the pro players use this to really great strength, finding gaps in the ultimate and then putting the Riptide right at the end.
It's
and just
mostly her one and her two.
We wanted these little targeted changes for Umoja, especially with Worlds coming up.
Not so much her 3 and 4.
We don't think this should trickle down to the casuals.
Definitely it's her 1 and 2 for sure.
All right.
But that's
coming up next on the
also
nerf
very
list, we've
good.
got
So that ulti
we're going
will
to be seeing
a pretty big
decrease
change.
in base damage on Lurking in the Waters.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, so Sobek's really kind of turned into like a character that has been seen in like all levels of ranks in the dual lane.
Man,
he's one of the most
I don't
contested
see him
characters
ever
anymore.
anymore.
Ranked as a whole right now.
Maybe we don't really see Guardians that much anymore.
There's people who are more contested than him, but he's very high up there. And so we're just looking to take some of the ult base damage away. This ultimate chunks really, really hard. So the 50 base damage nerf across all ranks. It will mostly affect his level 1, but it will persist throughout the whole game and just create opportunities where Sobek won't quite be able to secure a kill just off a pluck 3-2 ult and like getting someone stuck in it. So a little bit more team play required to get kills.
All
right, moving right along. I think this is last up, maybe not last up for nerfs, but maybe for a while. We've got Set up next. God, that saw
that better be
a whole lot of
nerf
play over the weekend in playoffs. We're going to be making a change to Skewer, increasing the cooldown from 8 seconds to 9 seconds.
Yeah, speaking of gods, which you see a lot in the pro scene right now, Set is kind of just coming and taking over, right? We saw him a little bit before, then he kind of fell off a little bit, and then just bang out of nowhere. You see him play as ADC, you see him in mid sometimes, you see him in the jungle. He's everywhere, but he also has such a high skill cap and skill floor. We want to be very careful with the nerfs we did. Targeting Skewer for just 1 second is really going to impact him in lane and in the jungle, slowing down his clear, and we think this is going to be a good start, and we'll see.
Like I said, you have to keep in mind, this is not...
All right, let's start talking about some buffs.
This is not the patch notes that you don't expect big changes. This is the Worlds patch. Expect very little changes. This ability is now going
to transfer any jungle buff
the next time you should expect a big patch is after Worlds, so late January.
So that elixir of speed, you're not going to be losing it anymore in the late game.
And the new season should be in February anyway, so there probably won't even be a big change in late January. It'll probably just be February.
We're already doing this, but yeah, this is one of those things that just felt bad to lose like the thing that you spent like 3K or 1.5K on.
Now transfers any jungle buff or consumable
clarification too, like when Morgan transforms into the other god, all she does is copy their item in their current build, not really.
I wonder if that will also make bleeds transfer on her.
That all of a sudden you have
For those that don't know, right now bleeds don't stay on you when you switch forms. I wonder if that'll be like the same
moving on along, we've got kind of a set of changes here.
I wonder.
We'll kick it off with Zeus though.
Interesting.
Aegis Assault can now be placed over walls. And how do you guys want to do? You want to go through the others? Or you want to talk about Zeus first?
I think we could probably do them all together. It makes the most sense.
Yeah,
because it's really just like.
All right, so next on the list, a similar change. We're going to be making the same change for Ice Wall and then Terra as well, Crushing Earth. Those 3 abilities will now be able to be placed over walls.
Interesting.
Yeah, most ranged deployables in Smite can be fired over walls. There's times that we don't want to apply this to every single ability in the game, and we're going to be looking at each case specifically. But when we were looking at Zeus, we thought, Ymir and Terra are very similar examples of abilities we would expect to be able to fire over a wall, and it feels odd, actually, that you can't. There's going to be some different kinds of implications here. So maybe for Zeus, because you can't fire your one over the wall through the walls, maybe this won't be as effective. But for Ymir and Terra, where you're actually creating deployables that block player collision, that could be a pretty big deal, and we're pretty excited about this.
Interesting.
For sure. Definitely looking forward to it. All right, I'm excited about this next change in particular. We're going to be showing some love to Bologna and some pretty big buffs here. I'll start it off with Master of War. We're going to be increasing the passive duration, and then Shield Bash, Bludgeon, and Scourge. We're increasing the weapon duration for all of those. And then Eagle's Rally, we're now going to be providing magical power to allies as well as physical power if you are standing in the aura.
Yeah, so lots of few quality life buffs type changes as well as direct buff changes. Master of War was kind of a shorter duration, and it also didn't match with your weapon timer. So when you pull out like the bludgeon, if you aren't taking damage or hitting someone, it goes away in 5 seconds. But Master of War lasted 4 seconds. They both now last a consistent 7 seconds. So you can use that as a little bit of a metric for when your weapon's
actually convenient.
We also made it so that the weapon lasts longer, so that you can actually take it from camp to camp or from camp to lane a bit more easily. And
it is interesting.
It buffs
are jungle
swing that you think is going to kill and get the last hit, and it swaps to the sword at the very last second. It doesn't deal enough damage. That no longer occurs. Now it will preserve, even if you're at 7 seconds when you start the swing, it'll wait until the swing resolves. And if you hit someone, it'll stay as the bludgeon. If you don't hit someone, it'll swap back. So just a lot of quality life for Bologna. Just helping her out a little bit there. And then Eagle's Rally finally bringing more team utility rather than just
It's not super buffy. It is a little bit more quality of lifey. Except for this. This is just a buff.
List, we've got Cthulhu.
That's just a buff.
Quality of life change, maybe a small nerf.
Magical power, physical power, duration. That was just a big fat buff at the end.
Persistent buff and debuff effects more visible when he's in his ultimate form. That way you can see things like thorns a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely heard what people were saying, that even though you cannot use relics like thorns inside the ultimate, if you proc it beforehand and then go into the ultimate, it's still going to be obscured by his pretty large mesh. We've been working on this kind of a change for a while. It affects a lot more things than you'd expect. A lot of the things that are going to be playing off of his waist, his quote-unquote waist at that side, are going to be offset towards the player's camera. So this means it's not going to be offset for everyone in the exact same way. They're going to see it specifically to their camera. And it's only going to be affecting things on his waist. There are other effects that might still be hidden, and we're going to be working on those on a more individual basis, because like I said, this affects a lot more than one might just expect. But for now, thorns will be now more easily seen by players against Cthulhu.
For sure. Definitely open to the feedback. Keep sending that stuff our way, guys, and we'll definitely look into it. So we've got another fix coming up for Hell. We're going to be fixing an issue for Stance Attunement, where the passive was only increasing healing from abilities and the Fire Giant buff. It should now increase heals from all sources. We also fixed an issue where the healing bonus wasn't properly ramping up over time. And then we fixed an issue where an unintended temporary icon was being displayed.
So is this a Hell healing buff on
with all the healing changes,
of?
we're just looking for cases that break that healing consistency pass. Hell was one of them with Stance Attunement. It was oddly working on abilities and Fire Giant buff. Unsure why that one in particular, but now it should be healing from all sources in the same way that Rod of Asclepius would increase healing from all sources.
All right, moving along to Loki. Going to be seeing a buff to Flurry Strike here. We're going to be increasing the final strike damage and increasing the final strike scaling.
Oh, no.
I'll let you take the floor with Loki.
Don't do it. Whoa.
Yeah, so Loki, largely we're just releasing some cool stuff.
Wait, they're nerfing it.
Soul Lane, jungle.
No, wait.
He seems to be pretty good in both roles, although he's overwhelmingly played in the jungle. And one thing we want to do is make sure that the jungle Loki has a unique strength that it brings, and we felt his clear speed was a little bit low, as we want to make sure that Assassin Loki, the ones where you're building
the rest are actually buffed early,
those feel a bit more rewarded. And Flurry Strike is one of those abilities that people feel is a little bit underwhelming, considering how long it is to channel and how much interrupt potential there is. So we're going to make it more rewarding. We're going to increase the base damage, especially on Flurry Strike, the final hit, which is mostly used in the jungle role, as well as the final strike scaling, which will make it more rewarding when you land that final one. We do hear concerns about the speed of Flurry Strike, but we think
it's interesting that they buffed it at the start, but actually nerfed it at the end.
Reducing frustration. If that becomes faster, if that becomes difficult to counter, we could be back at square one.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Loki's already one of the best gods in the game.
Any feedback.
I'm gonna be
honest
with you.
So we're looking at other ways to address that fuel versus just speeding it up.
So,
right.
That's unfortunate.
We've got a buff for tier here and change stance. We're going to be increasing the assault stance power.
No item changes with a Loki buff.
Stance protections on this ability.
Yeah, it's playing up the identity of each stance that you're in. Chain stance is definitely over 1.1 nerf, so we wanted to make sure it just felt a little bit more relevant each time you do put a point into it. You know, getting that first point at level 1, at rank 1, you're only getting 10 power and 10 protection. That really doesn't feel like much. We've done a lot of change to tier. We just wanted to keep inching forward.
That is a 1 point interesting thing.
All ranks.
Putting 1 point into it might be worth it now.
We've got Sylvanas. Going to be showing some love to some base stats for Sylvanas here. We're going to be increasing his base movement speed, his base attack speed, and attack speeds per level.
Yeah, Sylvanas is just, as base stats were very low, his movement speed, especially for how big he is, where his feet are covering that, like they feel like they're covering a lot of distance, he was very, very slow, and there's not really any way for his kit to like really help or make up for that too much.
As
well as the attack speed and attack speed per level very low. That's somewhat of a legacy thing given how powerful his wave clear used to be, but it also means that any items that might splash an attack speed here or there they may want to bring for his team,
is
such
Sylvanas
as
outplaying now?
Maybe a Shogun's Kisari to help his team out.
He
was really benefiting negatively from that because it really works off your base attack speed. So these changes should just help him feel a bit better overall, move a bit faster, attack a bit faster.
Did we also buff Quang apparently?
All right, and I was just super excited about that Sylvanas buff. I got ahead of myself. Forgot to talk about Quang. So we're going to do Dragon's King Sword here. We're going to be decreasing the power-up time, and then we're actually doing a revert to Dragon's Call, increasing the attack damage.
Yeah, I mean, Dragon King Sword, we got a lot of feedback on that. It's a little bit hard to play around it sometimes, so we're thinking about reducing the passive, the duration, by the cooldown, really, by a long time, to make sure that you can get a little bit more opportunity to play around it. And like Isaiah said, it's a revert to the attack damage. We saw him, pretty highly prioritized, mostly in the ranked scene, not even so much in the SPL, right? We haven't seen him a little bit there. So we wanted to bring the attack damage back a little bit, see if we can, push him a little bit more into the meta, just for a little bit.
I don't mind buffing the magical characters now with how much physical is in the meta.
Let's move on to Ardeo up next. Energy Surge or Mon-Fri, we're going to be decreasing the mana cost on that ability. Decompose, we're increasing the duration of the debuff, as well as Shapeshift.
Yeah, so RTO, especially early on, has heavy mana problems, as a lot of stance switchers do. They have potentially twice the amount of abilities to fire at the start of the game. We're just reducing this to give her more opportunity to actually mess around with like her different abilities and different stances, as well as rewarding her more for actually swapping pretty regularly. So Decompose, when you hit, you apply a debuff. That's going to last longer, so you have more opportunities to play around it. As well as Shapeshift the buff going up to 6 seconds. Similarly, you're more rewarded for actually like constantly swapping and using your toolkit.
All right, let's talk about from bears to bees. Let's talk about Amuz and Cobb. And we're going to be doing a revert to Stinger here, increasing the base damage and also increasing the physical power scaling.
Oof.
What's happening with AMC?
Yeah.
That's a fantastic segue. We're just bringing a little bit of a revert to some of the previous nerfs before. Stinger, we've addressed a lot of different parts of his kits, and this all stems back from when the passive used to be able to proc item effects. But, from there, we got some buffs in. He got really into the meta. You saw him all the time, got some more nerfs. And now we're at a spot where we think we can bring him a little bit more power. Of course, he has very little safety. His hives, we think, are in a pretty good spot, so we didn't want to bring any more power into there. We think allowing the ultimate to do a little bit more damage should probably feel fair, especially for AMC, who should be good at boxing.
Yeah.
That's fine by me.
All right, we've got a couple other hunters lined up here. Apollo up next. So Beautiful, we're going to be increasing the damage on the ability.
Oh, careful with Apollo buff.
Just a pretty simple buff. We've done a lot for Apollo to help
Plus
him
10 damage,
make better use of his passive, have a bit more utility. And we think one thing that's holding him back just a hair is that's Beautiful is really just a damage ability. It's pretty straightforward. It helps charge with the passive a little bit.
Gotta be careful with Apollo.
We're going to make that damage portion feel a bit more pronounced, increasing the base damage. His clear should go up, and his opportunities to use this in boxing trade should go up.
Okay. Don't really feel like he even needed it, but
last
whatever.
Up for hunters for the patch, Artemis. Transgressors,
she could probably
we're
use
going to be increasing the deploy range from 35 units to 40 units.
Yeah, Artemis is she's doing pretty well, but we don't really see her that much in much of the high level scene or in the SPL. We did a lot of board changes, which I think has gone over fantastically. We gave her some slow immunity too. Now we're gonna play with Transgressive Fate a little bit, which you don't really see that much used, inside of fights. You see some really cheeky plays with your supports or in team fights, but increase the range on it. We want us to be very, very careful, because if we think we go too far, this might actually start being pretty OP. So just a slight increase in the quality of life of this ability.
Okay.
Yeah.
That won't do anything, so whatever.
Got a couple more gods left for balance this round. Chaac is up next, and Stormcall. We're going to be increasing the damage mitigation that Chaac gains.
Wow, they just keep poking away, trying to put Chaac into the meta
over time.
Yeah.
And one thing that we've largely focused on is just increasing his overall power, with a little bit more focus towards the late game. But this one is purely a more mid to late game focused change. One thing that he struggles with is once he actually gets in a team fight, he doesn't have the same tools or maybe mobility to really survive. But Stormcall could be a major cooldown now to really mitigate a ton of damage in the late game. If you jump into the enemy team and they try and burn you really quickly, you can just Stormcall to react and mitigate a ton of
Chaac's got a lot of quality of life action, man.
Give him an extra tool to help him in the area that he largely kind of lacks some strength in, which is that late game team fight, being the front line for your team.
All right, and last up on the list is Opwatch. I know a lot of people have been asking for some Opwatch buffs.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to be doing a lot here. So first up, we're going to be fixing an issue where boss monsters could kill his deployed corpses. And then after that, we're just going to be doing a sweeping pass on Undead Surge, Corpse Explosion, and Fleeting Breath, decreasing the mana cost on all three of those abilities.
Yeah, I mean, Opwatch is one of those gods that does extremely well in non-conquest game modes. And while we are okay with certain gods not necessarily being meta or pro viable in conquest, we think Opwatch could get a little bit of love there. We want it to be very specific on where we touch him. We don't think his damage necessarily needs that much of a change, but his mana cost, well, he's a combo mage, and in conquest, you go through a lot of mana. So we think decreasing it across the board is going to help him a lot. And we are also going to keep a closer eye on him with potentially bigger changes into Season 8.
For sure. All right, well, that wraps it up for balance for season 8, for season 7, guys. 7/12, that's going to be coming live on December 15th, and all of that balance will be headed into the World Championships. Good job, guys.
Yeah, we got
an awesome year, but we did it. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the awesome skins that are coming out in 7/12. We got a couple that we want to talk about before we start talking about Danzaburou. So first up, we've got the Righteous Paladin chest that's going to be featuring Radiant Heroine Bologna, and this is definitely in the theme of some of our past kind of like magical girl skins, but she's a little bit more fierce and she's got some armor going on.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Weird.
So cool. I just love like the crazy like giant hammer with fire coming off it. That's just cool.
I know, right? I feel so bad for everybody that just got launched like by that strike.
Poor minions again. Poor minions.
I know, right? There we go. And this one's definitely looking sick. Oh, I love that sword, and the wings are awesome too.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I don't know, man.
Armor's looking crazy.
I gotta imagine the effects on that skin are gonna be
I don't know. It doesn't do it for me.
Darkness has reigned over this world for too long. Allow me to be the beacon of light that illuminates it.
There we go. That is Radiant Heroine Bologna. Next up on the list, we've got the Mystic Shaman chest, and this one is going to feature Saurian Conjurer Opwatch, and this is definitely a skin theme that
had to buff Opwatch a little bit before you release a skin.
We've done anything like this before.
That's right. Before you let the lizard people in the game.
Mystic Shaman, but he's also kind of transformed himself into a lizard, and I'm loving. I guess those are the corpses in the background.
Oh my God! It's Jeff Bezos.
Gotta be right.
Probably the ultimate.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Like the corpse minions going outwards. I think the skin is fantastic. I'm super excited when we take like a base god and really change their theme. Like this could be a whole different lizard god himself. I think this is awesome.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how this model looks.
Pretty cool. Oh, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Look at the details that we've done to like the face too.
It's Mark Zuckerberg.
Give the reptilian vibe, and I'm loving the headdress as well.
It's pretty cool.
Super.
Yeah, Opwatch is like kind of like
he's got a really floppy head fin.
Like even feel.
He's got a really floppy head fin.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is awesome. Let's go ahead and take a listen to the voice pack for this one.
Only through true knowledge can you achieve power.
Sick. Love it.
I like it.
I know, right? This is awesome. Well, that's all the skins that we have to talk about right now. We definitely have a lot more coming up towards this, but it is time to talk about Danzaburou, the legendary Tanuki, the next god coming to Smite. We'll be right back on the other side of this break.
It's a break. I'm in the way.
Who are you?
I am a humble sake merchant.
Beat it.
My king, I have many a tale of how my spirit...
I got all the sake I need.
Okay. If you insist, this sake is reserved for the gods.
Wait, I am a god! Proceed.
Keep your cool,
As I was saying, my sake is beyond compare. The gods were captivated by it. They couldn't resist. After one drink, they were singing my praises. They endlessly searched for me, for repeat business, of course. Once they found me, the scene erupted in celebration, and we all had such a blast. I remember Bacchus even told me that he never...
Merchant, you have a deal. I'll take your 10 cases. No. Make it 20.
Excellent. Enjoy.
What the shell?
What the shell?
That thief! Cretin!
Welcome back, everybody. And how about that trailer? Just so fun. I'm definitely super stoked to start talking about this legendary Tanuki. Such a trickster, such a playful guy. Let's go ahead and get right into it and talk about Danzaburou. Who is he? What's his lore? And what was our kind of strategy or direction going into this, guys?
Oh, Clumsy, you might be muted.
You might be muted, Clumsy.
Wanted to, just make sure it wasn't just Pod, right? Just get.
There we go.
Right.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Yeah, you're welcome. Solidarity. Danzaburou, well, he's a Bake Tanuki, which is like a Tanuki, but a more supernatural version. And there's a few of them in Japan, or in the stories, of course. And Danzaburou himself, he's the leader and supreme commander of the Sado Islands Tanukis. And the Tanukis in general, and Danzaburou and all the Bake Tanuki, they're very trickery. They're tricksters by heart. They're very playful. They're not really evil in nature or anything. His reputation in Danzaburou is not really all that bad. There's lots of different fun little stories, and it's really, when looking into Danzaburou, we're just taking all those stories and all those fun tricks that he played on people in the stories, and really wanted to play up on that. So some of my favorite ones, which are just so absurd, and the ones that I talked in the different brainstorm meetings, like Bake Tanuki in general, not just Danzaburou. I mean, there's stories of how they would hide in a bridge and people would walk over the bridge, and then just when they reach the other side, they just find out that their hair is shaven, like just gone. Like that's it. Or other stories where yeah, look at the anyway, which I think is phenomenal, with the yokai stuff going on too. Another story is where like a paladin character disguise himself as a wine bottle, and when people try to pick up the wine bottle, they just start rolling away and become impossible to catch. Just Tanukis in general, they're just fun, they're playful, and they're not always evil. Sometimes you can find out that they're there to help, and we're going to find out in Smite, right, that his story is not really one of strife. In fact, there's so much darkness in the world going on right now that he's there to kind of bring a little bit of light.
That guy is about as big as he is.
Oh my goodness, this is definitely what everybody needed right now in Smite with Cthulhu going on in 2020. We just needed a cute, playful trickster god to kind of close out the season, and he is looking absolutely phenomenal. And I believe we're just about ready to go in game and start talking about some of these abilities, because I took a quick look in PTS this morning and he's crazy. Right. So I will give Pon the floor and let him do the thing before we start getting into details.
Julie, do the thing.
Yeah, go ahead. Off everything.
Do the stuff.
There's no sound effects, but that's okay.
Nice.
There's a lot happening with no sound. Okay.
There we go.
Oh my goodness. It looks so good. Awesome. Well, let's go ahead and kick things off and talk about Danzaburou's.
Yeah, game audio might not be working, but we've got the visuals for now.
Yeah,
if you want to hop back, I might be able to try and fix this.
Yeah, let's if you want to come back to cameras, Pon is looking to it. But as you guys saw a quick look at the kit here, and we can kind of start talking about the passive before we go in game. So the passive is Dubious Savings, and Clumsy, I'll let you take it away here.
Yeah, so
I also think we should be good in game now in audio.
Excellent. Dubious Savings, every time Danzaburou gets gold, other than from the natural spooling of the game mode, 10% of that gold gets stored into one of his money pouches, which you can see in the passive meter. There's up to 4 pouches, and anytime he's filled up to a certain max amount, so for example, the first pouch filled at 300 gold, he gets an extra burst of gold, obviously giving you more than what you've invested, as well as permanent power. You got your 4 different money pouches to fill up throughout the game.
Definitely loving this. And this is something that we've never done before, with kind of a quest mechanic for earning gold and getting bonus gold off of that. Super cool. Let's talk about gold.
Stocks.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's talk about gold, but Fool's Gold this go around and his ability 1.
Oh my
what's going on with Fool's Gold, Clumsy?
So with Fool's Gold, Danzaburou doesn't just have 1 money bag, but he's got 3 that he fires outwards. 1 in a straight line and 2 slightly at an angle. These money bags, they pass through and damage minions, and they stop on the first god. They also ricochet up to 2 times, and once they finally reach their max destination, they stop and they start exploding into a bomb. They start ticking away. They have like a 1-second timer before they blow up in an explosion.
That's a
if
lot
any of these money
happening.
bags actually hits a god, they also drop a money coin that Danzaburou or his ally gods can pick up to gain golds, like just straight up into Danzaburou's inventory. So be note there that if you're the support for Danzaburou or his friends, if you pick up that gold, you're giving it to Danza. You're not getting it yourself, unfortunately.
Bummer.
He's tricking his teammates
That's
and
a
the
lot of
enemies
stuff.
all in one go, just to kind of earn that gold. I'm loving the theme so far. How he just plays off, he's just a humble merchant, kind of like he talked about.
A lot of flipping
He's just
ability,
here to get
For
his
one
gold.
ability.
But he's also here to trick
There's
people.
so much
But
happening.
another thing that he is all about is his sake and his alluring spirits. What's going on with ability 2?
So with ability 2, Alluring Spirits, Danzaburou takes a quick swig of a sake bottle. He gains a little bit of health before he throws it out, and once he throws it out, it deals damage in that inner circle, and then in the outer circle, it starts slowing enemy gods. And it slows up to 3 times, and if it hits that 3 stacks, then it'll actually toss the god towards the sake bottle. Now you can see the sake bottle has pips. If it gets killed by the god that attacks it, or anyone else on that team, it will be destroyed early. Also,
Wow,
if,
that was
if the enemy gods that are taunted in the taunt CC hit their maximum amount of health,
That's pretty
they will
quick.
be broken out of the effect early. So you can't just 100 to 0 someone that's being taunted.
Right. Yeah, and I think a note that I'm seeing here is that taunt is it's got no DR on it, so it's a pretty strong taunt on the sake.
1 second taunt with no DR. That's right.
Looking good here. I'm loving the vibes here. So
Okay.
we talked about Fool's Gold.
Taunts
We
a
talked
good
about
CC.
sake. We got to talk about the tricks. What's happening with Tanuki trickery and the leaves that we kind of teased
That's good.
last week?
So yeah, but quick preamble on this one. There were so many fun movement abilities we wanted to do, because this takes a slot of that. We couldn't obviously do all of them. I'm sure people can think about what they wanted to see from maybe, Tanuki lore. But this one I think came out phenomenally. Danzaburou creates a field of bamboo and vegetation around him, where inside this area, he's slow immune. He takes less damage from specifically basic attacks. Enemies inside that area are slowed, and he also gets that Hastalis effect, so you can attack with free movement and no basic attack penalty. Now, the thing is if he leaves this field early before it expires, he turns into a leaf, among other leaves that mimic his exact movement. So you can see there's a big poof of effects, and then he has all these other decoy leaves, and this is what we tease, which is kind of a stealth, but not really, because enemies can see this. Now there's a green glow around which one Danzaburou is for himself and his allies, but enemies will not be able to tell that. They will just see any one of these leaves. There's a very short window where Danzaburou is not going to transform out of the leaf if he's attacked, but after that window, we're talking about 0.5 seconds, any attack from enemies or from if Danzaburou himself
That's
attack,
such a
he'll revert back
good
to his normal state.
ability.
That's super awesome. I'm loving the kind of take on. It's not quite stealth, but it's still got some illusion
That's
there,
such
some
a good
trickery.
ability.
I'm loving the effects on this ability as well, and the audio, the music. I'm loving how we got some of the traditional Japanese instruments as kind of audio cues for all of these abilities.
The sound design is
great so far.
The effects just the animate, all the teams together have come so awesome. I know we usually reserve that praise towards the end, but I wanted to say that specifically now.
Oh, for sure. All right, let's talk about the final bang, the blast, the uproarious rocket. What's happening with this ultimate ability?
Good.
All right, uproarious rocket. Well, Danzaburou, using that leaf magic, he summons a magical leaf, and then he turns it into a bamboo rocket. And while he's preparing, you can aim only within 180 degrees during the pre-fire. And once you fire, well, you can just fire it like a normal projectile. Bang! He can fire it, it'll lock on to gods. It'll also collide with walls once it is locked on. So it's pretty easy to dodge if you got like a movement ability. But it will go a very far distance when it has locked on. That's not the range that you see in the targeter. That's only the lock-on range. But inside the pre-fire, while he's using while he's transforming the leaf, you can press the ability again. And please remember to do this, because I know there's a lot of like tricks and like people who forgot this with Merlin, but you can press the ability again to become the rocket. You'll see the targeter change from the rectangle to a line, and you can charge and steer the rocket yourself. If the rocket in any of these forms hits an enemy directly, it'll stun them if they're gods and deal 50% damage.
Oh, that's so cool.
You can go pretty far.
Sorry, I can't get over this. This is so awesome.
So much
He's just
fun.
going around. Oh, this is awesome. And is Danzaburou targetable while he's the rocket?
Danzaburou is damage immune while in the rocket state, but as soon as he's out of it, he's very much vulnerable.
That's pretty scary.
Awesome. I can't wait to just like fire this in duo lane and like go all the way to red buff and engage in a fighter and engage that's happening.
Yeah, it goes pretty fast. It goes pretty far, and I know we're gonna get into like his playstyle and stuff in a minute. But I want to let people be aware that this ability, while it looks strong on paper, it's very easy to dodge and get away from. The rocket in either the projectile form or if he's charging can collide with walls and can be body blocked, right? And it's a full 1.5 second pre-fire.
It looks like he's gonna be good at multiple rolls.
If you want to gank him, he's actually pretty susceptible to ganks. You just body block the rocket, and he's not going anywhere. So,
kind of looks like he might be viable ADC, mid, and
it's
jungle.
It's not the easiest to use in the middle of combat, and especially in the jungle where you're probably not going to get the lock on. You might need to use this offensively in late game team fights.
For sure. Well, yeah, you kind of touched on it a little bit, but how are you guys feeling about his playstyle? I know in the closer look we said, traditional hunter in the dual lane maybe can flex in the mid, but other than that, where do you guys think that he's going to land, and how are you building him? How you
cooldowns are, I suppose.
Ooh, that's an important one. I think he is definitely a traditional hunter. I think he'll be best played in the ADC alongside other supports. If he's got a strong aggressive support with him, he actually dominates pretty well in the early game. Late game, with his deployable based nature, it's a little bit hard to pull off some of his abilities, especially his ultimate in the jungle. But I mean, you're a hunter, so you just hit the left clicks, and if you've got a good build, then he'll definitely be shredding enemies. And so, speaking about builds, like you said, while we know that the bow builds and the attack speed build is extremely meta, and it does work well on hunters, including Danzaburou, we have found a lot of success going Transcendence and high power on his abilities. So definitely give that a try. Maybe flex in that advanced bow. But
I bet you have found some
I'm sure
success going Transcendence.
I know, right? Definitely looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is the final god of season 7, and we've kind of gone through all of his kit and kind of some playstyle recommendations. Did you guys have anything else that you wanted to say about Danzaburou before we start?
I mean, you can probably get away with them. Devo Gloves duo and
Transcendence. I think the biggest thing for me
is
just like playing this, like that 3 ability. The amount of times we have just hard juked and confused the entire playtest has been really high. You can do some really clever, flashy stuff with this. It's really cool. My favorite ability.
Yeah. Pon has definitely done some really fun stuff with this one, because like he'll 5-head this one, right? He'll use this one. He'll definitely look at the leaves and where they're going and aim it towards a place where he wants enemies to think he's going, rather than just focusing on where he is. Because if you're playing and you're just playing as the leaf and you just hug the wall, the players know it's going to be you, but you got to pretend to be the other decoys. That's the next level.
Right? Yeah. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing some 200 IQ plays with the leaves.
Yeah, you're gonna make some big IQ plays.
All right, well, that's a wrap for Danzaburou, but let's go ahead and start looking at some of the recolors that we've got for him coming up.
Recolors, boy golly!
Danzaburou coming up first. This is the standard recolor that you'll be able to get with, gems in favor. I love the reds, and this card art is awesome. I love the rice ball with the winky face and the "oh no, you're gonna eat me."
I actually haven't seen this one. This one's amazing.
Yeah, this is great, and I believe we'll be able to see just a turnaround video and also be able to listen to the voice pack. So let's go ahead and take a listen.
I honestly don't remember what the first one looked like, so I can't tell you.
What? Are your subtitles not turned on?
So much character. I'm loving this. And also, we noted in the closer look that we did get a Japanese voice actor that's currently living in Japan, and it just comes off super great. Sorry, go ahead, Clumsy.
No, I was gonna say he's a native Japanese voice actor. Dai Tabuchi, I believe his name. He did a fantastic job, and we love the sound and the character that he brought to Danzaburou.
Definitely. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at Ascended Danzaburou. This is your 2020 Season Pass recolor. If you've picked up that pass, this card art is so great. Sorry, that just caught me off guard, but you'll get this limited recolor, and this card art is
some freaky
really
stuff
great.
in the background. What the heck is happening
Japanese
out there?
yokai at all? You'll probably see some familiar faces in the background of all the different yokai. A lot of
frog in front
in the background.
Oh,
yeah, the frog in front.
Spooky.
I think the first time we saw this card art, we looked at it for like 10 minutes, and then we kept realizing, oh man, there's a whole nother thing there. Oh, there's another thing over there. Like it's just chock full of stuff. So cool.
I know there's so much going on. And Danzaburou just on top with the sake, just leading the charge in the parade procession. This one is so good. But we've got another voice line to share with you guys. Let's go ahead and take a listen.
Yada, yada. Really going to make me get up and have to fight, huh? Mendokusai.
So great. I just love his like personality. Easygoing. Why am I even here? But I guess I'll hang out for a little bit. It's great. And we've also got the mastery skins. We'll launch Danzaburou with all of his mastery skins, gold, legendary, and diamond. I believe we have the card art here. We don't have the turnaround videos, but they'll be available for you guys to check out in PTS. But I love this card art too. And it's definitely playing off the gold for the gold skin.
Yeah, that's a good point.
His kit looks interesting. His personality, I don't know if it's really my cup of tea.
Well, that is a wrap for Danzaburou, but that is not the end of the show. We still have a ton of stuff to go over.
The kit looks interesting for Smite.
I want to kick things off, and let's start talking about the new event that's coming out in Smite in 7.12, the Smite Friends event. Now, it is getting towards the holiday season, and
Smite Friends?
The season for giving, so this is going to be a brand new event that's coming out to you guys where you will be able to get a bunch of awesome skins, but also get free rewards that you can gift to other people on your friends list or in the end of match lobby if you think they did a good job. So the way it works is if you buy a bundle, you'll get a couple skins, but you'll also get a token to give a free gift to somebody. And we've got a bunch of awesome skins that we want to show off. And we're going to kick things off with the bundle 1 that's coming out on December 15th with Molten Destroyer Cthulhu. I know it's been a long time coming.
There we
made some
go.
changes to the schedule. A lot of people have been asking, when's the Cthulhu skin coming out? We're
There
happy
we
to show
go.
you guys that it is finally here.
Yeah.
We're going to go in game a little bit later
That'll
and show this
do,
off to you
Donkey.
guys as
That'll
well. But
do.
I'm loving the
Now
lava
that's
vibes.
a
What do you think,
Cthulhu
Clumsy?
skin.
This is spectacular. I know a lot of people who are asking when the real Cthulhu skin's coming out, and I mean, I wanted to see it too, and this does it justice. This is awesome.
Yeah, this is great, and I believe we'll have the turnaround video to show you guys some more detail on the model before we go in game. Let's go ahead and take a listen to the voice pack.
I shall rain tectonic destruction upon our enemies.
There we go.
Actually, kind of felt like I could understand what he was saying,
oranges
too.
and reds.
Yeah,
and I believe Pon
that's
is
sweet.
just about ready to show us off in game here.
Yeah.
There we go. I just cannot get over how crazy Cthulhu's model is, and the effects are awesome. I'm loving the flames. This is sick.
So I mean, when you're playing this skin, you just gotta go full damage, right? Because this guy's just gonna burn you apart.
For sure, right? Yeah. You gotta
Is
bring
big
the
form
heat.
gonna be a giant molten boy?
There you go. Ooh, yeah, this is looking so cool.
Oh, yeah,
Man,
it is.
the ultimate. That is sick.
Oh,
Big
straight out of
molten
the
boy.
That feels so cool. Those abilities.
Yeah, that's cool.
Definitely loving all the effects and stuff on this one. The
He's
details
basically
on, like,
a
the lava
Balrog,
on
yeah.
the ultimate
I
one
dig it.
are
I dig
crazy.
it
That's
for
what
sure.
I was thinking. That looks so cool. The trails.
I know, right? Well, this is Molten Destroyer Cthulhu headed you guys' way in the Smite Friends event, but we've also got another skin in this bundle, Danzaburou. And no, I just didn't say his name twice. I said the name of the skin because he is definitely a Don. Look at this man suited up and booted up, ready to do a heist. This is crazy.
I can dig
and
that.
we don't normally ship gods and skins in the same patch, but like I said earlier, we made some updates to the schedule, and we were able to do it for this one. And I am super excited about it. This one looks great, and I can't wait to check out the model. What do you think, Pon?
Yeah. I might be more enticed to play him with this skin. I like it, like a gangster raccoon. I like that. That's kind of hot.
I know. Let's go ahead and take a listen to the voice pack before we go in game and check it out.
I can deal with that.
New York has never seen a more villainous mobster. Show some respect.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so great. And I cannot wait for this skin and the Kuzenbo skin duo lane to pop off. This is just so great. Let's go ahead and take a look at it in game. Pawn is ready. Oh, this one looks so dope. Got the basic attacks, the tiny little rockets, the money bags.
Yep.
I like it.
This is great.
The gun's great.
Got the coin there.
Coin. Some things are obviously still work in progress. Like I know we're missing some sounds, but that'll be in for you soon.
For sure. There we go. All right.
Oh my God! Did he turn into cash?
Oh man, I love all the money, the dollar bill.
Yeah, he does. That's a mandatory buy.
I love this.
100.
Awesome. All right, take a look at the. I wonder what the ultimate is. Oh my gosh! It's got a top hat. That's awesome.
Take my money. Oh my God! A top hat rocket.
That's amazing.
Yep.
I can't get over this. This is so great. Like I said, I love the pinstripe
Open up your wallets, everybody.
Danzaburou just has the perfect
Mark it down.
You've
got less money now than you did just 30 seconds ago.
Well, that is the first bundle in the Smite Friends event that is coming out on December 15th. Let's talk about bundle 2 that's coming out on December 29th. The first skin that is coming up for this one is Malware Monarch Persephone, and this one is definitely super awesome. Got the sci-fi vibes. What do you think,
Persephone skin? Oh,
I'm really excited. I got a chance to play this one in a test, and like the effects on this one.
Don't give her cool skins.
Awesome. I love the.
She's already so good. People don't need more reason to play her.
Yeah, for sure. And lots of interesting sci-fi sounds and stuff incorporated into this kit. I got a note from our audio department, my man Kellen, doing God's work with all the audio and stuff that's coming out. So let's go ahead and take a look at the model. Oh, there we go. Oh, I love the oranges. This one turned out really, really great.
Do I really like that, or do I really not like it?
Like it's the more futuristic 100 years.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
I think I do like it. I think it's just like a little blurry in this
video. The voice pack for Malware Monarch Persephone.
I think there's something like fuzzy about it.
Boundary when it can be limitless potential instead.
Nice. I'm loving the filters on that voice pack as well. All right. Next up in bundle 2 of Smite Friends, we've got World Tour Nemesis. So we've got the music vibes coming out. Nemesis is definitely a rock star. And as we get the card art ready here, I love this. This is awesome. I like the
I mean, nothing
shades,
better than like the weapon.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's like that the guitar going, the sharp edges, the shutter shades are awesome. Yep. And I believe we'll have the model turnaround here to show off, but the details in the outfit and the card definitely look sick. And I'm loving the wings, got the translucent effects going on. This one's great. What do you think?
I mean, just swinging around that guitar, right, as a weapon, that's just the coolest like thing ever. I wonder what it's gonna like look like when you use like the Final Judgment.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. I'm definitely looking forward to that one. Let's go ahead and take a listen to the voice pack for World Tour Nemesis.
Who's ready to rock and roll?
I am definitely ready to rock and roll whenever this skin comes out. This one is looking super cool. And the last bundle in Smite Friends that we want to show off, we've got Zero Gravity Nike. This one's actually going to be available on January 12th. And Nike is definitely taking the victory to outer space. Ooh, and she's got the spacesuit going. Clumsy, what do you think?
Okay. She's got the little space cat ears too. It's adorable. This is going to be looking awesome while smashing her foes. I like that a lot.
Yeah, this one's sick. I love the weapon.
She definitely has like a...
Oh my, it's got the cat face on it.
Oh yeah.
That is great. That is amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
There's a few cat things on there. And her personality is kind of like that, as like a zero gravity champion brawler.
It's Galactic
Sledge. That's amazing. Well, let's go ahead and take a listen to the voice pack for Zero Gravity
Nike. I don't know why
Nike.
space cat stuff. I don't know.
Get ready, everyone. The 3-time Zero Gravity champion is ready for another belt.
That's amazing.
Let's go.
The three time. Let's get it. All right. And then the last skin in bundle 3 of Smite Friends, we've got Witching Hour Freya. So a little bit on the spookier vibes here, Halloween past, but you know, a lot of people like to celebrate Halloween all year because it is just so cool. But I'm loving the fantasy fairy tale vibes here. What do you guys think?
Available January 12th. Wow. That's
I'm
like
just happy to see Fairy get some more,
to be advertising
some more skins with like the high magical fantasy elements in them. Like I think this one's just gonna feel really cool to play. Even if you are a mage ADC, you'll feel a bit more like a mage with this.
For sure.
2 months away.
That makes a lot of sense. I love the staff, and it's got like the butterfly wings there, and I believe her cape has got some of the butterfly elements there as well, and even a little nod in the hat. This one is definitely looking great. Oh, the socks are on point. AJ would be impressed.
That weapon thing is like really cool.
Let's go ahead and take a listen to the voice pack for Witching Hour Freya.
Let's see what kind of mischief we can brew up today.
For sure. And like Pon was saying, that weapon is awesome. I like how it resembles a sword, the energy.
The rest of the skin, I don't know if I'm sold on. That like scepter sword thing is pretty cool.
All right. And then the final reward that we're going to go in game and show off for the Smite Friends event is Phoenix Fury Kukulkan. And this one is so dope. I can't wait to go in game and show this off because I know the animation team has had a lot of stuff that they wanted to
Can't believe you didn't have a
here.
Phoenix skin yet,
great.
now that you think about it.
Reborn from Serpent of the Nine Winds into a Phoenix. I'm loving the details here. And I can't wait to see the model. This will be available on December 15th because like all of our events now, you can buy all to get all of the rewards up front and then just automatically unlock stuff as things come out.
That's what I'm talking about.
Looks great. I love the fire effects.
Yo, if this was a Phoenix we had to siege in like Conquest, I wouldn't siege the face. I'd dip out.
Yeah, I know, right? I'd be like, everybody get Emperor's armor, please. And I am not going in radius because that is scary. Well, let's go ahead and take a listen to the voice pack for this one before we go in game.
Only together can we prevail in the face of darkness.
Sure, whatever.
All right, just about ready to go in game here. Can't wait to look at some of the effects here on the abilities. And I believe we've got some notes from the animation team. We've got some custom animations on this one that we'll show off in a little bit. The one looks great.
The material on the wings is so cool. I love this a lot.
There we go. That's what I wanted to see. Oh, I love the flames at the base of the tornado there. That looks so sick. All right, ultimate ability here. Oh, there's that. One of those custom animations.
Does it beat the tier 5? No. The tier 5 Cuckoo skin is arguably one of the best skins. For me, it's probably my favorite skin in the game.
Okay,
probably tier 5 Cuckoo and then tier 5 Dan are probably my two favorite
skins. He's like being reborn in that ulti.
Terms of like
That's
quality.
So cool. He's like kind of becomes a fiery egg for a moment. Oh, that's awesome. Right there.
Hooking us up with the slow-mo. There we go. That's awesome.
Well,
and
cool
I believe I got a note here that this skin actually has a brand new recall animation.
Let's see. Swoops. Oh, it fades. It like fades out.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I didn't catch that until the very end. That's awesome. And then also this skin will have custom victory and defeat screens animations as well. Won't be able to show those off now because we're in game, but you guys can look forward to that when this update comes out. But this skin turned out absolutely amazing. It's the final reward in Smite Friends, like I said, and you guys can get this when the patch drops on December 15th.
Awesome.
Pon going through, showing off some of the abilities there one last time. All right, well, that wraps it up for the Smite Friends event. Let's talk about some of the other skins that are coming up, some of the later weeks in the 7.12 update. And we'll kick things off with Space Cadet Vulcan. I know, like I said, we had a ton of skins at the top of the show, guys. We're going to keep going here. We got Space Cadet Vulcan up next. He is in the retro space and I love the vibe. This is like an 80s like cartoon or like TV show with the aliens in the background.
The outfit, the puffy arms, so cool.
I know, it's so retro. This is awesome. I definitely want to see the model here.
Get me out of this scene!
The hair.
Vulcan Don't you dare put me in a spacesuit, hi-rez.
He's looking good.
I did not give you permission
to the voice back for this one.
to use my liking.
Command.
I'm not reading you. Looks like we'll be doing this my way.
This is spot
that's
on.
so good. I love the filters and sound. Oh, the blaster is sick on his little leg band there.
Yeah,
I want royalties.
All right, next up, you guys know I love
twitches,
the mech skins.
so help me God, if he's got an eye wink, I'm on to you,
hi-rez. You guys give
hi-rez.
me a hard time all the time, but you guys cannot say that this isn't dope. Like, look at this skin. This is so clean.
Wow, that is cool.
Oh my god!
Just like in the
Dude,
same
those poor
vein as, like,
knights are on horseback.
Yeah, I was thinking
I
that
know.
was-
Like, first of all, how did he even get there? What battlefield is this? This is crazy.
What's going on?
He traverses through time.
yeah.
He looks sick.
This is crazy. Well, the world surfing through time and
Norman
space.
Bennett
The
travels
model
through
looks so
time.
crazy. Oh, that's awesome.
Wow,
Oh,
that's
so
so
This
cool.
color
cool.
scheme,
Amazing
like the
art.
light blue, orange, the lightning. This one turned out super dope, and this is my new
This might be the
favorite
best skin of the
Yormian
patch,
skin.
actually.
Auto equip whenever I play him. Let's go ahead and take a listen to the voice actor for this
Man,
one.
he's cool.
World shall become their tomb, their ruin.
It is, in fact, Decepticon Jorm. Yeah,
Oh,
100%.
Just what I like to hear.
100%.
This one is looking so cool. I cannot wait to play with this one. And speaking of something else that I cannot wait for, we've got the Smite World Championships coming up January 4th through the 10th. Placement rounds, hi-rez showcase, all of that jazz. So we've got a special reward that you guys will be able to earn for free just by watching the World Championships through our Twitch drops. We've got SWC Champion Chang'e, and this one is going to be available, like I said, as a Twitch drop during the World Championships. She's got a corgi here, and she is ready to get down for esports. So is that little corgi. This one turned out so great, and we're actually going to show this one off in game just because it's super cool. You guys will be able to earn it completely for free. We'll have more details on all of our Twitch drops that are going to be happening over the weekend in a few weeks as we get closer to the event. But we definitely wanted to give you guys an early look, and that corgi is so cute. Oh my
I've got to
goodness.
assume it's not just the corgi speaking for Chang'e, right?
Oh, for sure. Let's go ahead and take a listen to the voice pack before we go in game and show this off.
Rez and I are so hyped!
Let's get this W!
Oh, that's awesome. I love
That's
how
what
the
they
dog's
both
name
talk.
is Rez. Yeah, that's awesome. There we go.
Little dog running around. So cute.
I'm loving the swag. She's got the SWC swag. The jacket is looking dope. The hat, and she's got the trusty hammer, our championship trophy, as her weapon there. And I've got a note here that they did some really cool stuff incorporating Chang'e's music to make it feel like you're at an event, and you've got the EDM music cranking, ready for the World Championships to start. Oh, that's great. Oh, I didn't even notice. She's got the Titan Forge symbol underneath there. She's walking around. Yeah. That's awesome. I'm loving the effects on this one as well.
I think I might actively dislike
I just
this
want to see the
skin.
little corgi like scutter away.
I think this might be my least favorite skin of the entire
As a
thing.
jungler, so Assassin's Blessing.
There you go.
Later.
Oh,
he's going.
So cute. Oh my goodness. That is great. Definitely looking forward to this. And now, who knows? Maybe we'll see some Chang'e jungle at SWC. She's been seeing a little bit of play in the Pro League. For sure.
True.
Yeah, the health buff recently did a lot.
Oh, most definitely.
Oh. He's coming back.
Oh, did he get stuck? There we go. We got to wait for it.
Eyes good.
Let him get Popper. There.
Oh, there you go. That is awesome. Absolutely amazing. SWC Chang'e is going to be available as a free Twitch drop during the Smite World Championships. We hope that you guys will tune in and watch with us to earn this awesome reward. But we've got just a few more skins. Like I said, we've got a ton to show off before we close the show today, guys. We're going to start talking about some of the stuff that's coming up in the later half of the 7.12 update. And we've got first up Thunderfang Thor, and this one is looking great. I know AJ said we got to work with a concept artist that he's been wanting to work with forever. And I love how he just kind of transformed him into like a wolf beast, and he's got that axe instead of the hammer. What do you guys think?
That's incredible. Incredible. I love
looking sick. I can't wait to take a look at the model here because I know we put in a lot of work on the details. Oh, that looks great.
Who's this
for?
The
armor
Thor?
is awesome.
I didn't even.
I like how the art has like
my brain is starting to fry.
Tones.
There's so many skins. My brain.
Right. I love how it's asymmetrical too, and one shoulder pad is kind of a lot larger and got a lot more detail on it than the other. It really pops out to me. This one's looking great, and I love the lightning effects around the axe as well. Let's go ahead and take a listen to the voice pack for this one.
Strike first, strike true, and never yield in battle.
This one's definitely looking clean. This is going to be available in the Fighter Beast chest in January during the 7.12 update. And last but not least, before we close out the show, guys, probably my favorite skin of the patch, and we teased it out on social media a little bit earlier, but we've got Rogue Android Izanami. And this is a new theme that we're doing. It's futuristic, sci-fi, but it's still got some of the traditional Japanese elements in it. So cool, so
spine
clean.
You see inside there?
Yes, you can see
That's
through.
terrifying, man.
This is amazing though, and this card art is beautiful. Sorry, Pon, go ahead.
Yeah, no, this skin is incredible. Like, especially like you'll see in game, like the style, like the clothing is just also really cool.
Yeah, this one is looking so cool. I cannot wait to play with this one. And like Pon was saying, you can see through. You got like the bones, kind of like the skeletal structure of the cyborg going on.
Because everything ends up being so diluted.
On some of the voice processing and stuff to make it feel like she's part human, part cyborg, kind of like a broken android. Let's go ahead and take a listen to the voice pack for this one.
We will not be subject to any being's will. We control our own destinies.
There we go. Like I said earlier, this is my favorite skin of the update coming you guys' way in the Broken Android chest. And this is going to be available in January as a part of the latter half of the 7.12 update. But guys, we got through it. That's the show. Before we close out, do you guys have anything you want to say?
We did it.
Really excited for this entire year. This last patch, SWC is coming up. Thanks everyone for playing Smite, keeping going. Hopefully you love the rest of the year, and stay healthy and stay safe.
Yeah, for sure. We've got Danzaburou coming you guys' way.
Well, the skins were hit or miss. The balance itself was pretty small, but that was to be expected because with Worlds coming up, Worlds is early January. The new season will probably be February, which means that we maybe have a patch like mid-end January, like a pre-patch that gets ready kind of to transition into Season 8 for February. But until then, probably not that much more stuff in terms of patch. You can see that they were really covering all their skin bases in this patch, because they usually don't do anything in December because of all the holidays and stuff, and I can't imagine that COVID plus holidays is going to make them more likely to do stuff, which I think is why they were covering everything today until basically Worlds for all the skins and stuff. And the new God looks fun. The new God looks like a lot of fun, particularly in his gangster skin. I loved all of his abilities. So obviously how good he is going to come down to like how well he scales and when he has his damage spikes and all that. And hopefully we can, maybe PTS will come up on Friday sometimes. So we'll keep our eyes out for PTS so we can maybe try him out, see if we can't get a couple of games and probably try a mid and ADC and see how he works in both of those roles. But thank you guys for coming out to the stream today. I appreciate it. Big flexes, big love from the Twitchiest community to each and every one of you guys.